Hello, hello. Rejuvenated. Rejoin me as we set upon our quest for cooking. We've made it to the Ibrash village, where the next feat is taking place. In this feat, the four claimants have been split into two sides. We've got Wuklamat and Kona, and then we've got Bakul Jaja and Zoralja on the same side. Only one team gets to have their the successful keystone, and the task is to prepare a traditional dish. To do it traditionally using traditional cooking techniques. Obviously, we can't directly ask them how to do it because no one in town's going to answer us, but we can find out little hints here and there. We have to cut our losses and head to Mamuk. His feat is nothing but a fool's errand. You're the fool if you think he won't tan our hides for leather if we dare to return without enough keystones. Besides, we've taken from the house cat before. How difficult could a second time? Excuse me. What are you looking at, Salt Liquor? Mind your own business. Alright, well, clearly. Hello. The recipe for Shibruk Pipil. I wish I could tell you, friend. A dish so delicious is meant to be shared. Alas, we are forbidden from divulging anything. Orders from Hunmu Rook himself. But your mentioning it has given me a fierce craving. I only hope there's still Ibruk to be had at market. Okay, so we need Ibruk, which I'm guessing is a meat. Grab the lookout point here. Oh, not these. Lookout. A number of spices, some entirely unfamiliar to you, are nestled in a basket. That one's called achiote. We mostly use it to add a bit of color to our most popular cuisine. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But its medicinal benefits are significant as well. Not in here. Ripe banana peel. An unusually colored banana peel has been neatly arranged on the ground, which appears to be smoking. Oh no, it appears I've gone and dropped my Najul. I mean, Yatika banana peel. I could barely see it for all the steam issuing from my underground oven. There's nothing like enjoying a tasty banana while you use the leaves in your cooking. This is cute. Now I'm curious if they're like this for everyone. They're like, you know, hey, we did an escape room and you have to find the clues. Here's the clues, kind of thing. Or if they're literally only doing this for Wuklamat because they like her. And the other two aren't getting shit. Sorry, I'm back. What did we discover about Shibruk-Pipil? True to your prediction, the villagers were forbidden from educating us, directly. However, many were still preparing it as one might a staple dish, and observation of their techniques yielded clues enough. A lady blending local herbs and spices was only too happy to describe the ones I didn't recognize, while neither confirming nor denying any relation to Shibruk-Pipil. But one in particular she attributed to all common Shibral dishes. Achiote, she called it. I see. And if Shibruk-Pipil is indeed a dish as ubiquitous as Alfino claims, we have confirmed our first ingredient. Meanwhile, I did observe a cook burying bundles wrapped in the leaf of najul, or banana, in certain localities. It would seem the use of subterranean ovens is commonplace. I saw the same. I think we all know what's inside those bundles then, don't you? Squeaky flesh of a bipedal fish. What the fuck? As would be expected of a dish called Shibruk-Pipil indeed. So to summarize, this dish is one of Ibruk, favored with a combination of spices that includes achiote, and steamed underground with najul or banana leaves. Given our assumptions are correct, we must now learn where and how to procure our ingredients. As a staple cuisine, its ingredients would be close at hand, which is why Thancred and I scouted the surrounding forest while all of you were exploring this village. Between the local vegetation and Wild Brook, we should have everything we need in regards to meat and spices. Leave it to a master cleaner. With that, we should next divvy up our tasks. While some gather ingredients, others should make ready the kitchen. I can help prepare the kitchen. Permit me to assist as well. Our ovens will doubtless require firewood, and I have some experience in its gathering. Oh my god. This nerd. It was like 10 years ago. I too should be glad to volunteer my aid. And the rest of us will gather ingredients. I can make quick work of the spices and herbs myself. I'm happy to lead someone to a suitable brook if they will perform the requisite deed. Alice? As for the najul leaves, I believe I'm capable of acquiring that much on my own. Be warned, you won't find najul in these parts. They only grow in the Jatika heartland, forests far below these. Such an excursion may be time-consuming. Perhaps we ought to try bartering first. This feat encourages our communication with the locals, after all. Lamati, Pharaoh, if you would accompany me on my errand. No better way to whet my appetite. Good. Let us be about our task then. Come on, let's go and get those najul leaves. The sooner we do, the sooner we can eat. Let us see if there are najul leaves to be had in town. Perhaps the cook Arianje mentioned might be persuaded to spare us a few. Speak with the cheerful cook. Objective of a history of violence. Oh my god. Oh, hello again. Did you need something? Najol leaves for purposes other than Chibur, naturally. Unfortunately, I've just used up my last. You'll have to travel to the lower forest for more. Golmaji Grove is the source of the finest Najol leaves you'll find. Wild variants you sometimes see in city markets can't compare. I see. I'd hoped to avoid such a lengthy venture, but if there's no other way to obtain our ingredient, then to the Jatika heartland we shall go. Allow me to save you the trip. Traveling there requires that you go through Tielenbeck Traverse, but it has caved in, due to the recent storm, I expect. What? But that means we can't get our Najul leaves. But we can, can't we? If there were no other way of procuring them, you would have suspended this feat, or else altered its objective. Perhaps. Anyway, I apologize for the interruption, but having overheard your conversation, I felt compelled to chime in. That's very kind of you. Any last-minute advice you'd be willing to share? Only to undertake the feat of repast with an empty stomach. You may find Chipur Pipil to be a delicious but daunting dish to finish. I can't wait. Still, if there are no leaves here, and we can't travel for more, how are we supposed to gather all our ingredients? These feats are meant to deepen our understanding of the people and cultures of Tuluhiolan. So perhaps there is something about Chipur Pipil that we have yet to learn, something of significance other than its recipe or ingredients. Oh, I see. Like who was the first to make it, its history, that sort of thing. If it's Yaktel's history you're interested in, you should start with the Old War. Between the Shpral and the Mamulja, right? These forests have borne witness to centuries of warfare, the evidence of which remains a scar upon the earth. You know, the end of that bloodshed is to know Chipur Pipil. Huh? What does Steam Deep Brook have to do with bloodshed? Precisely the question we must answer. Vexing though such a detour may seem, I can think of no other way to approach this feat. In that case, you may wish to visit the site of a settlement ruined by the war. The village of Ilion Naso. It lies a short distance to the east. The village of Ilion Naso? Understood. Thank you for your help. Come, let's go and see this place. Wait, northeast, really? That means I missed one. Oh. The village of Ilionaso must be further east. Let us continue with haste. For all we know, our competitors may be on our heels. Oops. I was really hoping it would leash. Okay. God, that was one button press away too. Okay, so the next one, closest one is south, which obviously is a no-go. So this is the village of Ilionaso, or what's left of it. It was a place of light and life. My great-grandfather called it home, in fact. Wukavu! I didn't know you were in Yaktel. I was picking up lumber from Igbrush when I heard the third promise was on their way to this site of deep historical significance. I immediately saw another opportunity to be of service, and so followed you here. Wukavu is a shipwright who came to our aid during the feat of reeds. A pleasure. You are a member of the third promise's retinue, I presume? For the moment, I suppose I am. My name is Kona. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Kona. Now that's a good name. A familiar name. Where have I heard? Kona, as in the second promise of Tulu Hyolan? To think that I addressed the Dawn Servant's own son as some common retainer, such disrespect to God but cannot be excused. Please, take up your gun and— Oh, come on, not this again. I take no offense, so please do not dwell on it. Alright then, I shan't dwell on it. Right on cue. At least he's consistent. I understand you wish to learn about Shabruk Pipil. While I am forbidden by the Shbraxarax to divulge any information regarding its preparation, I would be happy to share what I know of Yaktel's history. We'd appreciate that. In its most basic sense, the conflict between the Shbral and the Mamoja was one of land. The Mamoja live in the lower forest, where the thick canopy obscures the sun, and the soil is unforgiving to crops. This drove them to covet the upper forest, the home of the Shbral, and they launched a determined campaign to seize it for themselves. Yet, advantage ever favors higher ground, and the Shbral forces held the upper hand against the invaders, rebuffing them time and again. But as the state of this village would attest, the tide eventually turned. What brought this about? Something you know all too well. Blessed siblings. You must understand, the Mabulja were once a people as much at war with themselves as they were with others. The Hupigo, Buniwa, and Dopro each sought to assert dominance over the others, even as they engaged the Jabral in battle. In an effort to strengthen bonds and discourage infighting, Hubigo and Buniwa leaders arranged a marriage between their children. However, this political measure altered the course of history in ways no one could have ever imagined. It was long believed that partners of different clans could not have children together. But then it happened. A child arrived who shared the blood of Hubigo and Buniwa both. a two-headed Mamulja. Blessed with tremendous physical strength and magical prowess, he grew into a mighty warrior before eventually rising as the first autarch, ruler of all three clans. Such qualities would dispose anyone to leadership, character notwithstanding. Under the autarch's rule, the newly united Mamulja became a force to be feared, and the war soon came to a head. I think it's best you see the results firsthand. Let us visit another battlefield from that time, and there I shall continue the tale. Aha! Squid.
This is where most battles were fought between the Shabral and Mamulja, the Shobrit Cinderfield.
A field of cinders, indeed. How fierce their clashes must have been.
The war over these lands began after the Yoqui's departure some 500 years ago. And for 4 centuries thereafter, the two enemies repaid violence with violence. A constant stream of minor skirmishes, punctuated by massive slaughter.
Until Father ended their endless conflict 80 years ago.
Accompanied by a retinue of only 6, the Dawn Servant opposed both armies and brought the fighting to a standstill.
First they sealed Valley Armanda at full strength, and now this.
It was during this armistice that both sides gathered for negotiations at the Dawn Servant's behest.
For too long, you have been bound by your ancestors' violent legacy. It is past time you broke free of it.
Tell that to the Scale Scum! We fight to protect what is rightfully ours! If not for their greed, we'd be living in peace!
Puff your tails and scurry off, then! Cowards like you ill deserve the bounty of this forest.
Even should one of you succeed in vanquishing the other, your triumph will last only until a new invader arrives. Tell me, do you know of the vast continent that lies far to the east, where numerous nations vie for dominance? You do not. And why should you? Affairs beyond the salt we have no intention to cross are of no consequence to us. Not until those affairs come to Tural, like our honored visitor here.
He's from across the ocean.
I've been to the ocean before, and it's nothing but water farther than the eye can see. What sort of vessel could possibly reach its end?
That such technology exists is indisputable, as is foreign powers' awareness of Tural. If any such country were to develop a taste for Turali soil and bring to bear the might of innovations we can only imagine, what do you suppose happens then? You do not know the warlords of the East, but you know that if they came, they would not settle for a single forest. By joining hands, we might create a unified front, an alliance capable of repelling them or any other foe. There is no greater proof of these than my companions and I. Alone we are weak, but together we triumphed over Valigarmanda.
What? You defeated the Sky Ruin? I'd take you for a liar if the sting of our own defeat wasn't still fresh.
Their coordination was indeed impressive. How the Pelu stymied our efforts to cripple the Yokui's legs and defend our ballistas. And when we withdrew to strike again from a distance, the Hanu called the winds to make our arrows miss their marks. In seeking to exploit their weaknesses, we only subjected ourselves to their strengths.
Those strengths are born of cooperation. The guiding principle of the nation we envision.
But our feud has lasted for centuries. How do you expect us to join hands now?
Ha ha! Give us an evening to convince you.
And so began that legendary banquet. One would not expect sworn enemies to abruptly drink to each other's health, and, indeed, a tense silence hung over the venue. But then, the Dawn servant called for the exchange of traditional cuisine. So it was that the Mamulja partook of spiced meat, and the Chebral steamed najul. Before long, delight manifested upon the faces of those present, each side impressed by the other's dish. Seeing this, the Dawn servant laughed and declared once more. Their flavors, he said, would be even better combined, and he proceeded to help them prepare the new creation.
That's Shibruk Pibil, I'd wager.
It is a marriage of Chebral and Mamulja cultures, and proof of their newfound cooperation. The Dawn servant had asked for a single evening, but the feasting is said to have lasted 3 days and 3 nights. So delicious was their repast. In the end, a peace accord was reached, and the Dawn servant's words at that time still illuminate our way forward.
Ignorance begets strife. Understanding begets fellowship.
Sorry. It's just to think that he ended an age-old conflict with food. It's all so absurd. It's somehow so very papa, I couldn't help but laugh.
Ignorance begets strife. Understanding begets fellowship.
Now then, I trust you understand the significance of Shibruk Bibil and the history it has written.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing the story with us. What's wrong? Someone was there, you say?
Perhaps our competition is cooking up some scheme or another.
Something bitter and half-baked, no doubt.
Papa really did live up to his words. He traveled the land and learned about our people's myriad cultures. And we're doing the same now. Ukevu has given us valuable insights into the origins of Shibruk Bibil. However, we are still no closer to procuring the necessary natural leaves. Unless... Tell me, was that historic feast commemorated in some fashion? With a monument, for instance? Indeed it was. Allow me to show you. Oops. That's the waste. What? A sand hill? This is another level 100. Yeah. Oh my god. Can I fall in, and would I regret it if I did? Now we know. I'll be right back with you, Wukevu. A lot further than I thought I was going. Wee. Oh my god. It. Let's just fully split off, huh? What the hell is this? Shadows being weird. I was like, what the hell is that, like a cloaked creature? I guess we're going to Mamook. I'm guessing Bakul Jaja's like whole backstory and stuff is Mamook related. The ground forest is what he means when he's saying that accursed forest. Glad. Map, reveal thyself. I still have to go north. After tasting the freedom of flying in one of the other zones. Ooh. You can definitely feel it. Big ass lake. Rest level 94, I'm level 95. I'll swap to Warrior. Wait, no, it's also level 95, never mind. Here it is. Offered up by the two factions, these weapons symbolize their vow that they would never again raise arms against each other. Since this feat demands a journey through history, I thought it only logical that a monument like this might steer us through. Especially one at the heart of so significant a battlefield. Lamati, Feror, would you help me search this area for clues? Tell me if anything catches your eye. Sure thing. Look here, the soil has been recently overturned. Have we found buried Nejul leaves? Ooh, someone buried a box. Well, well. I would have been satisfied to find only a hint, but here they are. Fresh Nejul leaves. On Muruk's doing, I'd wager. There's a poetry in hiding them on this battlefield, given that it was central to the war they helped end. So he planned all this from the start. Thank you again, Wokivu. We wouldn't have found these leaves without your help. It was my honor to render assistance. And, with apologies to present company, allow me to offer my encouragement as well, Third Promise. Ever since I witnessed your performance in the Feat of Reeds, I have been certain that you are the claimant most worthy of leading our nation. All devised solutions to the Hanu Hanu's ailing crops, but you alone sought to know their culture and revive Ihihana, even if it seemed unrelated to your task. My humble opinion, no one cares more for the people of Tulihulal and what they hold dear. Should you again require the historical musings of an old shipwright, I am ever at your service. For now, I take my leave. Don't get kidnapped, old man. I cannot argue with that. We have what we need. Let us return to Ibrash. That is a cool ass mount. Also, Basher Stampede, Gunbreaker. Let's go help defend the fate. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm absolutely going to die. Hell yeah, 32 gemstones. How many gemstones am I starting to get? Okay, I'm not even halfway there. It's good. Should probably do something about those tombstones, though. Holy. I'm glad we were successful. The others should be back soon, I expect. I hope so. I'm famished. It's cooking time. How did everyone fare? We got the Najul leaves. Ukevu came along and helped us find them. Ukevu was here? I would have liked to say hello. Yes, he gave us an important history lesson. That Galul Shajah brought an end to centuries of warfare surprises me little, but to achieve said peace through cuisine is something else entirely. Leave it to my old man to find the oddest of solutions, but how about the rest of you? Is our kitchen ready? Everything should be in order. Orange and I made another tour of the village and borrowed the cooking utensils we need, with no mention of what we needed them for, of course. And I am pleased to report that we are stocked with the finest firewood this forest had on offer. Spoken like a true expert. Aaronville and I found our Ibruk, so we should have meat aplenty. It was a spirited creature, so much so that its hunter fell down a cenote trying to catch it. What part of never speak of this to anyone did you not understand? Oh, Alice, I picked a good portion of local herbs, with particular attention to the seeds that yield achiote. I'm told the resident astrologian divined the appropriate measurements for the seasoning as well. Through further inquiry, did I determine the ideal balance of spices. And all that remains is to prepare the dish itself. I presume that at least one among us is versed in the culinary arts. I can hardly claim profound skill, but I have cooked for myself. You can leave the rest to me. And you, I hope. As I recalled, you are an accomplished culinarian. Yes! Hold on. I must screenshot this. There we go. Oh, my mouth is watering already. Without further delay, then.
Oh, it smells so good.
Good, there is still time. I shall prepare our sample at once.
At first, I wasn't sure about being stuck with the one head. But better that than playing nanny to the mewling house cat.
Rude.
Be quiet, Buckle Jaja. No one cares what you think.
Yes.
Act tough all you like. Victory will be ours.
It's ready. Apologies for the wait. We submit to you our Shibruq-Pibil.
This looks amazing.
The dish is prepared by using the culinary techniques of the Mamulja to cook the spiced meats favored by the Jabral. It is a symbol of peace between their two peoples after centuries of war.
Both the ingredients and your methods appear to have been correct.
We better get that as an emote somewhere.
In taste, texture, and aroma, you have recreated Shibruq-Pibil admirably. Granted, anyone might well achieve similar results by following the recipe to the letter. But you went a step further. You sought to learn the cultural significance of the dish, about Yoctel's history of violence and your father's role in ending it. Your willingness to take lessons from the past befits aspiring Dawn servants. And for that, I commend you. All that remains is to partake of your creation. True understanding is gained only through experience.
Now this is something I'm definitely good at.
Ahem. I believe we have yet to receive our assessment. Ours is also a faithful example of Shibruq-Pibil, as you will no doubt agree.
I see. While your effort looks the part, unlike the second and third promises dish, it lacks its defining aroma.
Preposterous! The meat was marinated and spiced before being steamed in an earthen oven. This is Shibruk Pibil.
Oh? And what about the Jatika banana leaf?
It's because of you that we couldn't get any damn leaves! You can't fault us!
But the second and third promises had no such difficulty, did they? That which they needed, they acquired simply by showing interest in our history and heritage.
Ugh, it's just some crusty old leaf. What difference could it make?
Go on, eat one.
Your dish lacks an essential ingredient. As you have failed to demonstrate an adequate understanding of Shibruk Pibil, I must deem your performance unsatisfactory. Your team will not receive keystones.
This was stupid anyway.
Yeah, I'm really curious what his reaction is.
His ambition only grows more intense. That someone could harbor such dark thoughts towards family.
Oh.
What do I care for this sham of a feat? I can always take what I need later.
This is delicious! The brook is so tender it melts in your mouth, and the way the najou leaf rounds out these spices is sublime. This is the taste of harmony. Someone who only knows brute force and deception could never appreciate it.
Nerd.
Choke on your harmony.
Come. Finish your meal. That too is part of the feat.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Yeah, she'll finish theirs too if we need it. See, this game needed a Goku, and here she is.
That was bliss. You've got real culinary talent. If you ever tire of adventuring, you can always be my personal chef.
It was palatable enough, I suppose.
You just miss your tasteless gray blob nutrient bread.
To you, who have successfully performed the feat of repast, I present these keystones.
Every fucking interaction with this man, I'm scared that they're gonna be like, and by the way, Wuklamat, I'm your biological father.
Only 1 feet left.
Like, so far, the game has done a pretty good job of being like, no, their family is the family that they have right now. Previous doesn't count, doesn't matter. Not important. For both of these guys. But, I keep worrying. It's like the expansion has been going too well for me not to stumble on something that I'm like, ah, God, why?
Wasn't paired with one of the others.
If you say nerd.
We can do better than that, surely.
Go teach him some manners. Sometimes a temporary family is two dads and their awkward cat boy.
Keystone is ours. Thanks for all your help, everyone.
Now the last one's in Mamuk, and I feel that's going to be a problem considering the other two people are.
I forgot something important.
Who?
Was there any Shipbrook people left? I could really use another helping.
How can anyone not like her? Honestly. That was so good! I'm already looking forward to having Shipbrook Pipil again. Here, Furrow. Krell made more using leftover ingredients. You'll love it. I'm thinking to buy more for the road myself. Now that the feat of repast is over, the villagers should be free to offer it to us, right? Yes. Oh wow. Richard. Excuse me. Seeing as we now face the penultimate objective of the rite, it would be wise to travel to Mamuk and undertake the feat of Brotherhood without delay. Wise, yes, but impossible. The Teen Big Traverse, which connects the upper forest to the Jatika heartland, is still impassable. Is there no other route? I'm afraid not. Work to clear the path is underway though, so I'm hopeful we can resume our journey soon. Then let us each use this time as we see fit. I, for one, would like to explore the village's surrounds, if Aaronville would oblige me with a tour. Very well, I have no other engagements. Then I'll come with you, if only to prove that I am capable of keeping my footing. Though I shouldn't rejoice in our delay, it does afford me an opportunity to look into my grandfather's purported visit to Yaktel. Oh, that's right. Mablu did say something about a foreign mage coming through here decades back, didn't she? I'll come with you. Want to join us, Ferrar? Yes. Let us reconvene here after our respective diversions. As I recall, the merchant met my grandfather at a market in Yaktel some 20 years ago. Any who might reliably remember him must therefore be at least middle-aged. Let us make inquiries where we can. A father's grief. Before I talk to you, I want to see these new wares. I'm guessing Super Pupil is like the main one, but... Oh, you've got a bunch of other stuff. 655 here. $610. I feel like I already know these. Oh, this one's nice though. Hello, sir. A foreign mage 20 years ago. Yes, I remember him. It's not often we get visitors from across the salt, let alone those traveling with infants. A baby girl, as I recall. I only saw him in passing, mind. If anyone were to know more, I'd wager it would be Hunmu Rook. He was already Jabrak's Rax by then. A baby girl? It couldn't have been. Thank you, sir. That information is very helpful. Again, do you require assistance? A foreign mage passed through Ikbrash roughly 20 years ago, possibly carrying a young child. Do you remember him? Why do you ask me this? Who is this man to you? He may have been my grandfather, and I wish to know what brought him here. Your grandfather? Not by blood, but he is family nonetheless. Lord Mage did indeed visit Ikbrash. Master Galoof. So far as his identity is concerned, I trust you are satisfied? More than that, however, I cannot say. Why not? I simply cannot. I beg your forgiveness and understanding. Very well, I will not press. Thank you for confirming his presence here. The rest I will discover myself. Out of more general curiosity, I have another question. They say the Yokhui once dwelled in these forests. Where was that exactly? General curiosity indeed. But yes, before they withdrew to Urkopacha some 5 centuries ago, the Yokhui claimed Yaktel as their own. Many of their architectural remains can be found in the lower forests, the Jatika heartland. And that's where they must have had their visions. Thank you. That answers much and more. I understand what it means to long for one's family, so believe me when I say that, though my position forbids me from aiding you further, I wish you nothing but success. By helping the Third Promise find the Golden City, you will surely find the answers to your questions. Oh, okay. Interesting. Speaking of which, I have a query of my own for you, Feror. May I request a moment of your company? Yeah? I ain't doing anything fancy. Go on, we'll wait for you. Thank you for obliging me. First, let us head to the cenote behind this village. Imagine he just pushes you in. Just like, bam. Oh, it's the water. It was my intention to see you off without saying anything, but Mistress Kral's plea has softened my resolve. Go on. As the leader of our community, I am gladdened to see that the Third Promise has surrounded herself with such compassionate and trustworthy companions. No, no! Would you tell me of her journey thus far? Don't do it, game. Don't do it. Is that so? It seems the rite has been a source of great learning and growth for Wuklemat. It does me well to hear that. My daughter would be about her age. Girls are rarely born amongst the Shabral. But when she arrived, the village was elated. Such joy I felt when I first held her, and pain when I found her at the bottom of his... Oh, this... Oh. Woof. 3 years old. An accident, it was said. But I knew better. She had been pushed. Whew. we never caught them. A suspicious figure was seen fleeing towards the Jatika heartland, towards Mamuk. Once bitter enemies, the Mamulja and Jabral have learned to live in peace. But who could doubt the intent of such a reprehensible act? By targeting the child who would one day lead her people, the criminal sought to undermine the future of the Jabral. I was determined not to let them succeed, and so I let the memory of my daughter die in that cenote, and gave her into the care of the one person I knew who could protect her. Wait, no, they are saying that. God damn it! Dawn servant Gulu Jaja. Boo. Boo. Though she was born to lead the Jabral, fate had greater plans for Wuklamat. Only the Dawn servant and I know the truth, but I must now take you into my confidence for one reason. If the villain who attempted to murder my daughter was indeed of Mamuk, then rancor towards the Jabral still burns. I was caught off guard once. I will not suffer the same tragedy again. And so I ask you, not as the Dawn servant's elector, but as a father, to watch over the third promise. Fend her from her enemies that may be lurking in shadow. Will you do this for me? Thank you, from the bottom of my heart. Stepping out of here, doing the water tribe eye finger thing. Will you hear my question and answer me plainly? Address me not as the ruler of Tuli Hulal, but a concerned father. Suffice it to say, this conversation must remain between us. Pray breathe not a word of this to anyone. Boo. Recalling the past has rendered me emotional. I require a moment to compose myself, but please do not keep the third promise waiting. Man, you're about to get pushed yourself, like... Bruh. Bruh. So mad. Upon speaking with Wuklamat, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these cutscenes in their entirety. Oh. Yeah. You're back. So what did Hanmuruk do? What did Hanmuruk want? Can't tell you. It's alright. You don't have to say. More importantly, the Teen Beck Traverse still isn't clear yet. Something about even more rocks. Then I think I'll take the opportunity to rest. All that cooking and preparing for it has worn me out. A nap does sound tempting. I feel like it's an entirely reasonable assumption to go, hey, one of these guys has already been shown to try to sabotage us. He's going to his hometown. Maybe he's gonna sabotage the rock tunnel, and we should at least go look at it to make sure he doesn't. A moment, promise. You're one of Baku Jaja's. What do you want? I've come to fetch you. You're welcome to refuse, but know that it would be most unwise. And why is that? I'm sure your salted friend has an idea. What do you think? Yeah, let's go, because I'll beat all of their asses. And they say house cats don't come when called. Follow me, promise. Man, I told you were gonna get kidnapped.
What is the meaning of this? And just how far do you plan on taking us? Oh, Morok! Bakuljaja, you snake! If you want my keystone so badly, you'll deal with me and me alone. Leave the Elector out of this.
Is that all you think he is? Foolish kitty! This man is the reason we are here. Take a good look at him. Go on. Look. Surely you recognize your real father.
Don't believe us? Then ask your trusted Sellsworth. He heard it straight from the old man's mouth.
Is it true? Is Humoruk my... Your silence says it all.
Now that you understand the situation, let's see those keystones. I'll even let you fight for them. Just you and me. If that adventurer attempts to interfere, I'll kill the old man myself!
You despicable, heartless fiend! Kinsman or no, I won't stand for you taking hostages! Come on then! You wanna fight? I'll give you a fight!
Oh, such heroic caterwauling promise. I'm shaking. Guard our hostage well. We wouldn't want to attempt any thoughts of rescue. By the by, house cat, they've been instructed to put down Papa Dearest when you lose. Hopefully he settled his affairs.
Don't worry. I'm not losing to the likes of him.
Hell yeah.
Well, what are you waiting for, you blessed bastards? It's 2 against 1. Don't tell me you're scared.
I know I didn't hear you right.
Oh, this is so good. Which one though? Don't worry, the scary adventurer won't try anything funny.
Foreign scum! Who are you to mock me? I'll kill you, kill you, kill you all! Don't look away, son. I want you to watch as I tear your beloved promise to shreds!
I'm assuming I'm gonna take control of Wuklamad for this fight, and I need to read her abilities. My tanking main is a warrior though, so it should
Eyes on me.
be fairly similar.
House cat, remember? I'll say it again. I'm not losing to the likes of you.
But her axe is so fucking cool
I'm
though.
going to become Dawn's servant, and I will protect my people.
In this battle, you will play as Wuklamad. Though skillful combat, Wuklamad will gain the resolve she needs to unleash powerful limit breaks. Oh. Not only do these attacks deal great damage, they will recover HP, use them early and often to emerge victorious. Okay, that's sick. Calling them limit breaks? Ranged. Triple combo. Triple combo. This is AoE, I guess. HP. Charge. And that's limit breaks. Alright, let's go.
Come, you mangy house cat, so I can rip you to pieces. I'll cut you to shreds. My magic should be more than enough for Miss Middens. I'll make you eat dirt.
No more tricks, Bakul Chaja. We're settling this here and now.
Still playing the part of the brave warrior? Miss Middens is no longer amusing me, brother.
This rite has taught me so much. About my nation, my people, and myself.
Oh, Jesus.
Can't keep up.
Okay, so green is safety donuts. Got it.
How do you like this?
Oh, this is just the Big Bang button.
Kill, kitty, 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 kitty.
understand what it means to live in peace. To greet each day in safety and happiness.
Irritating pest!
It's time we finished her, brother.
This is the end for you, kitten! Know your place!
It's not enough to claim the title of Dawn's servant. I must carry on Papa's legacy, his love for our people.
Flea-ridden upstart! Why won't you die?
Because you're a loser and you suck. Supreme standard. Don't like the sound of that.
Fine! I'll show you the true power of the Blessed!
I will be the next Dawn servant, and I'll protect my people's happiness to the last!
Yeah. Holy shit.
That's why there's no way I'll ever lose to the light of you!
What? But that was everything I had!
Sick.
I can't stand it anymore! Attack!
Oh.
This is our fight! Stay out of it! You bring shame upon us!
You think we care about your stupid pride?
Interesting.
This is for Mamuk! We cannot lose!
Oh-ho! The great Bakul Jaja needs help, I see. Send your whole army. You still won't win. I will prove that my allies are right to believe in me.
Such confidence! What changed? She wasn't like this before!
Illusionist. Fucking go. Get wrecked, nerd.
I reclaim what you stole.
No. How can this be?
You didn't just lose. You cheated twice and still lost.
Beat all of us.
You've caused nothing but trouble with your dirty tricks.
Bro, you're just not that good.
Threatening the Hanu, releasing Valyarmanda, harassing me is one thing, but you've endangered too many innocents. No more, Bakul Jaja. I will not stand for it. If you even think of tormenting my people again, you will answer to me.
No. No.
Oh.
And he goes and forgets he had the way blocked.
What? That was his doing?
The only part left in the saga is the Lay of the Brotherhood in Mamuk. The plan was to force you here so we could take the rest of your keystones.
So that's what he was up to. But, should you be telling us this?
What does it matter? You've beaten us. It's over. We'll release the hostage.
I'm sorry. I was careless.
Are you all right? So what Bakul Jaja said about you and me...
But to single-handedly defeat Bakul Jaja, you truly are the Dawn Servant's daughter.
Okay, I do really like this.
It has been my
Hey,
honor
Lotto.
to bear witness to your journey. Promise.
This game did the thing that I was explicitly hoping that it wouldn't do, but it then did it in a way that I kind of
That's where I
appreciate.
am.
So it's off the hook this time.
I'm Gulul Jaja's daughter, and Tuliholal's next Dawn servant. Come on. Let's rejoin the others.
Sometimes you just need a Goku in your group. Exactly. Seems we were the last to return. I'm glad everyone made it back safely. Thank you for having faith. Thank you for having faith in me. Keeping out of the fight, even when it got dirty, couldn't have been easy for you. But Bakul Jaja won't be the last person to threaten those I care about. I wanted to prove to myself that I can stand up to such villains, even when I stand alone. Which isn't to say I won't ask for your help when I need it, of course. I know better than that now. Earlier, in the Second Promises camp.
The passage to Mamuk remains blocked. For now, all we can do is try to rest and recover. Perhaps with a meal, as my sister would no doubt suggest. Shall we borrow the kitchens and prepare some Shibruk Bibil?
So thou hast taken a liking to the dish. As we learn to appreciate the unfamiliar, 'tis only natural that we develop new affinities. There is no shame in this.
I truly love that he is the only man in this game to speak like this.
But there is in ignorance. I had barely considered what the people of Tuli Yolal hold dear. What hopes they harbor for the future. Our nation is built upon the bonds that Father forged during his journey across Tural. But so single-minded have I been in my advocacy of foreign innovations that I failed to understand my own people. Could someone who struggles to connect with the populace ever make a worthy Dawn servant?
Oh, it's the shot from the trailer.
To understand and connect with people is by no means easy. But there is something you can do to pave the way. Let them see you for who you really are. What makes you laugh and cry and rage. That sort of honesty is the first step towards mutual understanding and connection.
Understanding begets fellowship, as my father said. And yet, what you suggest does not come naturally to me.
I, too, have found it difficult to speak from the heart. In thy struggles, I see mine own, painful in their familiarity. Yet frightening though it may feel, if we are to move forward, we must indeed take that first step. Dispense with pretense, and simply be.
Do you remember when you first approached us, and we asked you why you wanted to become Dawn Servant? You said you wished to use the knowledge you acquired in Sharlayan for your country, and in doing so repay your father for the opportunities he afforded you. What won me over was not your ambition, but your motivation. So let your people know this, and in time, they'll come to support you as we do. You can't hide behind that stoicism forever.
Very well then. I will make a greater effort to be myself. By not being my usual self so much.
The dads have done it. They've reached out to another emotionally stunted child. Their track record is pretty good. Alright, I'm going to take a second